We just seen the new ix3, the replacement for the old ix3, and well, honestly, I have some issues with the car, but overall, it feels like BMW is moving in the right direction, at least in terms of EVs. Now, the new ix3, it's built on a new platform specifically for the EVs, and it's not sharing anything with the internal combustion engine cars, which is a great thing because by doing that, you could work out how to place the battery with weight saving, how to place the motors. You can work the car around the battery pack and the motor. Whereas if its platform is shared with the internal combustion car, there's gonna be some limitations because the different powertrains and all. So that's a great thing. And this car has a 108 kilowatt hour battery pack, and that's a huge battery pack. Now, I'm not sure what the weight of the car is, but still, with that big of a battery pack, must be relatively heavy. Now, how that will affect the driving, I don't know. But the good news is, it is getting a. They are saying it's going to have a claim range of 500 kilometers, up to 500 kilometers. I mean, not 500 kilometers. I mean 500 miles. And considering that amount of range, I'm guessing that we'll get a realistic range of about 400 miles. Sorry, I'm saying kilometers again. 400 miles, and yeah, 400 miles seems to be the sweet spot. I mean, considering this has a huge battery pack, 400 miles is pretty believable to me. And it seems like the base for how many miles you need in a car. And when you convert it to kilometers, it's a good range too. Actual usable range, I mean. So yeah, the range seems good. And it's a standalone platform, so I'm guessing the weight will be balanced out well. The space will be good. And from what I'm seeing of the interior of people reviewing the car, the interior seems to have enough space. It doesn't seem to be a big issue, and the trunk seems to be big enough. And it's got a small trunk in the front too. I guess you could put some groceries and stuff like that in there. And yeah, overall in terms of practicality, the car seems to be looking good, and it has 470 horsepower, which is, come on, that's more than anyone actually needs for a daily use car. For I feel like 300 is the minimum, but with the electric cars having being heavier, I guess 400 is the minimum, and this is more than enough. I mean, this is an ix3. Now, apparently, this is being all of BMW's new EVs are going to be built on a new electric platform, and it's none of the future EVs are going to be sharing anything with the internal combustion engine, which is a good thing. I mean, if you try to make all the stuff for the say two different types of cars, you might end up compromising here and there. And the fact that this is a standalone platform is a great thing. Now, the controversial thing is, well, the looks of the car. And I gotta be honest, it's not that I don't like the look of the car. It doesn't look bad or ugly or anything, but well, two things came to mind when I saw the front of this car. One, it doesn't really look like a BMW, this car. Sure, there is the small kidney type grille design in the front, but I mean, they didn't really need that design either. I guess it's just to make it look like a BMW, but yeah, even with that small grille, it doesn't really look like a BMW. And the second thing is, this thing looks a bit too tame to me. I mean, the front seems a bit more minimalistic, if I can say that, more simplistic. And BMWs do have a pretty aggressive looking front. I mean, something that you notice when you see it, even if you don't know the badge. And this car, I feel like you could drive by and you wouldn't even think about it being a BMW. You might mistake it for being something else. It doesn't have that distinct the BMW identity that's always been around. And I'm wondering, are the new BMWs all gonna be like this? And in that case, it might be a problem. Now, for the ix3, even if the design isn't that, it looks like a BMW or it looks too tame, I don't think people have too much an issue with it because the ix3 people are buying for the utility plus the badge, and the utility is a big factor, so they're willing to overlook it. But when it comes to the 3 series sedans and 5 series sedans and the M3, M5, all those cars, if this kind of design language is used there, yeah, I don't think people are going to be too happy about that. Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough that those cars are becoming EVs, but if it looks a bit too tame, yeah, it's not going to be great. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like the EQS thing. I mean, sure, it looks something like a Mercedes, but it doesn't look like what a Mercedes we picture to look like. And yeah, so the design, it's not great. It's okay, but it's not great if you're trying to make this. Maybe people look at this car and think of it as a BMW. It's a bit too tame in that aspect. And the back, well, the back I guess is okay. I mean, they changed the back a bit too, but I have more problem with the front, if anything. Now on the interior, that's where things get interesting, because I do see one thing that I'm really happy about, and that is the screens in the car. Now there seems to be this small bar-like screen on the top of the dashboard where you get the basic information for the driver and something for the middle row and the passenger. And that honestly feels like a nice touch. I mean, the driver gets all the information and it's not a big screen staring at your face. That seems good. And in the front of right behind the steering wheel, there's nothing. And that's the big thing. There only seems to be one screen in this car. One center screen. And it seems to be a relatively decent sized screen. Not too big, not too small. And I honestly feel like if this is actually the future of how BMW is going to be making the interiors, I think that's the right move, because the new Mercedes with all the 3 screens, the screens all over the car, and other brands doing it too, putting in a full stretched out screen all over the car, I feel like it's a bit too much. I mean, you're basically putting a giant TV in the front of your car, and I don't feel like you need that. First of all, I don't think you need that much tech in your car. You don't need that many screens. Come on, seriously. Second of all, isn't it kind of intruding the whole traveling experience? I mean, if you have giant screens on your face all the time, you're going to be focused on those screens. And isn't traveling part of traveling and looking outside part of driving? I mean, when you drive, it's bad enough that we are using phones and looking at screens all the time when you're at home. But now, when we're driving our cars, screens are on our face too. It just feels a bit annoying. I mean, not for the driver, but still, for everyone else looking at screens, it's a bit too much. We need to stop looking at screens that much. You need to do stuff that doesn't involve screens, and traveling in the car was part of that. And because of this, now we have screens all over everyone's face all the time. But BMW's new design, the single screen, I feel like that is the right move. I mean, the car is mostly supposed to be about utility, and a single screen can give you all the utility you want, and that's honestly great news. I think this is going to be going in all the cars, and that's the case, fantastic. And hopefully Mercedes backtracks and tries something similar at some point. Now unfortunately, the buttons are gone too. I mean, the volume button, the AC control, I think all of it's on the screen. I didn't really see any buttons there. So that's annoying. I mean, a lot of companies are backtracking on that stuff, but apparently BMW is not. BMW is going in on it. And yeah, it's annoying. And when it comes to the steering wheel, it has capacitive buttons too, which people don't like. And that's annoying too. And I guess it's going to take some time for BMW to probably realize that people want buttons and put them back in. But I guess these are small things that they could do, and a later update or something. I mean, a small upgrade, a year old upgrade, you could maybe put that stuff back in. At least in the steering wheel, they might be able to put that back in. But yeah, it doesn't have buttons. But overall, the design of the interior of the car looks pretty good. The steering wheel, I like the steering wheel. Now, the spoke on the top of the steering wheel felt a bit unnecessary and bit like they're focusing more on design. But yeah, overall, I like the look of the steering wheel without the top spoke. And yeah, overall, in terms of utility, the new ix3 feels like it's going to be a great car for daily use. for what use it is, for carrying people, going for day-to-day activities, work, all that. It seems like a good car, but the front design doesn't really feel like all like a BMW. But I guess for the ix3 buyers, they might not be too have too much of an issue with that, so I guess it'll probably work out. But yeah, overall, in terms of the tech this new car has and the way they're changing their EVs, feels like they're heading in a good direction. Now, only thing left is to fix the front of the car, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with when the M3 and the M5 and all those cars come out. So yeah, let's wait.